Yo, you're right. It's Tommy Allen here, and today I'm gonna give you like another tuning lecture, and this is something I find really fucking useful. And there is kind of like a sister lecture to this, so where we start in C Dorian, it's kind of ha, but we whiz up the E string, and then this is kind of the brother lecture to that. We start off in the same, but instead we're whizzing up the D string 4 semitones instead. And the reason why it's a brother is because it's low and it's manly. But we're starting from the same tuning, going up 4 semitones and seeing the kind of result we get from it. And for this one, is not as efficient in the sense that you get so many good tunings from it. As you're going to see, I'm going to show you this first one, which we've been through, and this is great. And then the second two are a bit shit, or the second three are a bit shit. But stay with it, because when we get to the major and the sus4, they're fucking awesome. Like, they're great tunings. But this is going to be a good chance for me to explain what makes a good tuning and what makes a bad tuning, in my opinion. And it's going to be fun to get into it, so I'm just going to get started. So, the tuning we're in is C, G, C, G, C, D. And this kind of gives you this fucking powerful power chord. And then you kind of got this D Dorian, which kind of gives it always a feel of building up. And it's like epic in a sense. So, yeah, I'll show you. It always feels like it's building up. We always want to resolve again. I get it. It's just nice. It always feels like it wants to keep going. And that's why I really like this. It's especially good for laptopping because we can do build-ups. But again, for this one, and in the last lecture, I kind of explained the uses of it is because we're only ever really bothered about barring because we can't really do any other chords that are easy to reach. We've kind of got the flat, and the kind of next easy chord to reach is its seventh. We can kind of hit the sixth, but they're not that good. They're not great in technical speaking terms. So the idea of this is we're going to whiz this up and show the kind of different shapes and sounds we can get. So again, that's that one. It's great for playing this way. Especially kind of getting a little quite tappy with it. So very easy, very nice. You're able to get hammer-ons and pull-offs, and it's a good tuning. So now we're going to whiz up this D string 1 semitone. Let's see what happens. So we've kind of got this, it's like a C sharp with the C, and it sounds terrible. The only it sounds like someone's broke your guitar. It's like, oh fuck. So if you're writing dissonant music, this will be great. But for the only kind of use is you can kind of hit the major shape. Yeah, it's just not nice. So we're going to skip that and turn it up another semitone. So now we've got C, G, D, G, C, D. And this is kind of like a C sus super 2. So we've kind of got the sus 2 done twice. So it's like C sus 2, C sus super 2. And this is, I always feel this is quite bluesy. It's not as good for... It's not very good for all the build-ups, or it's not the same as the last sus 2 because you can kind of get some cool stuff with it, but it just doesn't have the same feel. But a good use for this is you can kind of hit the root. So what I'm doing there is I'm able to hit the root and the sus2 quite easily. Fuck off, dreadlock. And then, so I don't use it. It does feel bluesy. But again, I don't use it for a lot. We'll whiz it up one more semitone, see what happens. And we get this new minor, this C minor sus2. The reason why there's always sus2 is because this little D string. And this kind of creates a very evil, melodic evil, quite evil with some kind of feeling and no plan. Not like the last one where it's just like the evil, just like, is like a fart evil. This is more like a curly mustache evil. But it's quite cool to play around with, like especially for like kind of movies and feels. But again, it's not good for pop music or traditional pop music, or basically because we're just hunting for the major chord, and the major shape is that. Like, it's fucking really difficult to get. So it's a bit useless in that sense. We can kind of get the sus2. But it doesn't work. These are the reason why these tunings don't work. And now, this next one is fucking genius. And this is a C major sus2, and we've got C, G, E, G, C, D, and it sounds mint open. Listen to that. Yeah, ooh. And I'm gonna give you a little side note now. This is the reason why my D string is usually a heavy G. So I usually kind of buy strings separately, and I usually get a shitload of G strings and then a shitload of heavy D strings. So a light G and a heavy D, or a light G and a heavy G, which makes this gonna snap a lot less because we've just wired this up 4 semitones. So it's completely out its kind of tautness, and that's the reason why I kind of don't use genuine or casual string sets. And the reason why it's in drop C is so we can kind of reach this kind of really nice major chord. And the reason why this really works is the shapes we can use. We've got the straight bar, which is nice and easy, then so simple to the minor. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's really nice, especially with the Dorian on it, and there's always this build-up effect you can kind of get. So just give it a little check out. This is kind of what I use for tappy pants and quite a lot of twinkly pop music. So. And again, the reason why it's good is just because of those shapes we can easily get. If we listen to a difference now, I'm going to do a little cut in now. So you can really accentuate those majors or accentuate those minors. And it's really nice. Now, so that's the reason why I find this one very useful. Now we're going to hit it one more semitone. Ooh, daring. We're really wising up this D string. So now this is like 10 semitones, so we tune it into the 10th here. And this kind of puts it into a C Lydian sus2. And it sounds a bit naff open. It's like, what's going on? Sounds like someone's just pressing on a shitload of keys. But as soon as we start adding in some major and minor shapes, so our shapes from before, our straight bar becomes a sus4, which is a really nice chord. It's like it's not happy, it's not sad, it's Lydian. But Lydian can be really cheesy. if used right, and really cheesy and happy. So it's powerful. And this shape is now the major shape, and it's really good for getting these kind of rollingness. I find this rolling pattern. I like doing it with minor. I love doing it with major, especially with this one. And yeah, it's just really cool. And you can easily hit the minor as well. There's the major, there's the minor, there's the sus4. So we've kind of got three variations we can hit with fucking ease. Sus4, major, minor, and yeah, it's great. We can even get the sus2 in there. So we've got so many chords. Like, listen to that. Beautiful. But yeah, it sounds a bit shit open, but and now I'm going to give you a little extra one for free. And this is the tuning I use for shiny emojis. Because this extra C note doesn't really work with the shapes we're using, so we're going to knock this down 2 semitones. And now this really, really motherfucking works. And so by just kind of turning this like 1 semitone down, shapes really start to begin to come to peace, and sounds a bit shit open, but really get those roll on. So I'll shout the tuning now for you. We kind of go C, G, F, G, B flat, D. It sounds fucking awesome. So you can really make use of those sus4s in there. Make use of that minor. Yeah, it's so much you can do with it. Have a play around. Like, it's great. I do a whole lecture on this tuning as well, because I think this might be my favorite. So let me go back round and shout out the rest of the tunings for you. So with this one, we've left it in. We kind of got C, G, F, G, B flat, D. That's why there's this B string up. Then we're in that one we were in before, and that's C, G, F, G, C, D. So kind of cool, it can be a bit weird. It's good to have a little experiment around with. Easy for the kind of sus4 shapes you can kind of get. And then we kind of take it down 1 semitone. Back to this kind of C major, which is C, G, E, G, C, D. Which is so goddamn useful, because it is a fucking great tuning. Just because of the easy minor and major transitions. And then the next useful one is you got to drop it 4 semitones. And again, yeah, this is nice and simple. So yeah, that's about it. That's one method of, trying to create new tunings for you guys. Is just turning one string one at a time, trying to see what feels right. And it really works. I hope that was of use for you. If you're kind of coming up with shizzling these, show me, DM me on Instagram, Rock and Swole, email me. Because I love watching you guys progress. This is fun if you want me to do anything more in depth of what I'm doing. That was very fast. I know these, but I'm trying to... This is more of just a tuning overhead or tuning overture. I can't think of a fancy word right now. It's very simple, very quick, and all to do with the tunings and the different feels you can get. And the reason why certain tunings work and become with ease. Especially that when your D strings wazzed up to being a third or a fourth, and it is really nice. That's why, again, I would buy some, either always drop your, that's why everything's always dropped in C for myself, is because I can whiz this D string up so many semitones without it snapping and be able to kind of create these chords with the first three strings that are quite cool. And yeah, that's kind of it. So buy some heavy G strings for your D string, and it should make it easier and make the strings snap less. And that's Tommy Allen out.